After hacking your brain to function like a Navy SEAL, you can feel the shift, the quiet confidence, the emotional stability, the power of not being controlled by your own thoughts anymore. The old you is fatting, the stronger you is waking up, and if you're ready to push past every mental barrier that ever held you back, then there's only one thing left to do. Let's dive in for mental toughness training. Chapter 1. The Mind's First Battle. Before a Navy SEAL ever touches cold water, before they crawl through mud, before they endure hell week, their first battle is with the brain, not the enemy, not the ocean, the mind. Most people never realize this, but the human brain is biologically designed to protect you, not to push you. It constantly scans for threats, fears, risks, and anything that might strain your body or stress your mind. That's great for surviving in the wild, but terrible for unlocking your potential. This is why SEAL-level resilience begins with a simple, brutal truth. Your brain lies to you. It lies when it says you're exhausted. It lies when it says you can't do anymore. It lies when it convinces you to quit early. It lies when it tells you comfort is good and discomfort is danger. And this is where the first major brain hack comes in, a concept SEALs use every day, known only as the 40% rule. The 40% rule. The brain's protective illusion. When your body screams stop, your brain tells you you've hit your limit. But according to SEAL instructors, that moment is only 40% of your true capacity. Not because you're weak, but because your brain is terrified of pushing harder. It's wired to conserve energy, avoid pain, and steer you towards safety, no matter the cost to your growth. This means that almost every time you hit a wall in work, in fitness, in personal goals, in life, you haven't met your limit at all. You've only met your brain's comfort boundary, and boundaries can be rewired. Your first mental hack, labeled the Lyso-level toughness, starts with an awareness shift. The next time you feel yourself shutting down, whether it's during a workout, a stressful project, or a challenge that feels overwhelming, pause and say, "This is not my limit. This is just my brain protecting me." Labeling the lie disrupts the automatic fear response. It turns discomfort from a threat into information, and suddenly, the moment of struggle becomes a moment of control. This simple recognition is where mental toughness begins, the internal dialogue that makes or breaks you. Most people live entirely at the mercy of their internal voice. A voice that says, "You can't do this, you're too tired, you're not ready, it's too hard." Thank you for watching. This is the foundation of elite mental strength. The override moment. Practice every day. Choose one moment where you override your brain on purpose, just one. Examples: when you want to stop running, run 10 more seconds. When you want to skip a task, do 1 minute of it. When you want to stay comfortable, choose a small discomfort. When you want to quit early, finish the final rep. It doesn't matter how small the override is. What matters is that you break the brain's pattern. Every override sends a signal. I'm in charge, not my fear. Over time, this rewires the survival circuitry that holds you back. Rewriting the brain's identity script. Humans don't act according to talent. They act according to identity. If your brain believes you're fragile, you act fragile. If it believes you're resilient, you act resilient. Navy SEALs undergo training so intense that it literally destroys their old identity and replaces it with a new one. "I don't quit." That's not a slogan. It's a neurological imprint. You can install a version of this identity through repetition. Every time you push past discomfort, no matter how small, you reinforce a new script. I finish what I start. I push past the first wave of resistance. I can endure more than my brain thinks. Identity isn't something you discover. It's something you build. This is the beginning of the transformation. Understanding that the biggest obstacle isn't the world, it's your brain's outdated wiring. Break the lie. Override the voice. Rewrite the identity. This is the first step toward functioning with the mental toughness of a Navy SEAL. Chapter 2. The SEAL breathwork hack. There is a moment in every Navy SEAL's training where the body wants to panic. The heart races. Adrenaline floods the bloodstream. Breathing grows sharp and shallow. The mind screams, "This is too much." But here's the part most people never learn. SEALs aren't born fearless. They aren't immune to stress. They don't tough it out through chaos. They control their physiology, and by doing so, they control their mind, the gateway to this control. Not strength, not aggression, breath. The power of breath as a brain hack. Your breath is the only system in the body that is both automatic and controllable at the same time. This makes it the perfect override switch. When you breathe fast and shallow, your nervous system assumes you're in danger. But when you breathe slow, deep, and rhythmic, the brain receives an entirely different message. We are safe. Stay calm. Stay sharp. Navy SEALs use this to maintain clarity in the middle of storms, both literal and mental. The box breathing technique. The most famous SEAL breathing method is called box breathing or four-square breathing. It goes like this. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, exhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, repeat. Simple. But beneath that simplicity lies one of the most powerful nervous system hacks on the planet. Scientifically, this pattern increases vagal nerve activity, the signal that shifts your body from fight or flight into the calm, focused state called rest and control. This is why SEALs use box breathing before missions during chaos, in freezing water, under extreme pressure, even during sleep preparation. Master this, and your physiology becomes your ally instead of your enemy, why breath controls the mind. Stress is not psychological first, it is physical. Your brain reacts to signals from the body. So if your heart is racing, your brain assumes danger. If your muscles tense, your brain assumes threat. But when your breathing becomes steady, your brain receives a different message. We can handle this. This hack allows you to silence panic before it speaks. It gives you control over your mental state, even when your environment is out of control. That's SEAL-level performance. The hidden SEAL habit. Before a SEAL reacts, they pause just one breath, one controlled inhalation, one moment of clarity. This tactical pause prevents emotional decisions. It forces the brain into the present moment instead of spiraling into instinctive fear. You can apply it anywhere, before responding in an argument, before hitting send on a message, before making a stressful decision, before stepping into a difficult conversation, before starting a challenging task. One breath, 1 second. One reset. This is how elite performers keep control during chaos. The nervous system reset drill. Here's a daily 2-minute SEAL-style drill to strengthen mental resilience. Step 1. Slow exhale. 8 seconds. Exhale fully. This signals the body to release tension. Step 2. Slow inhale. 4 seconds. Fill the lungs from the bottom up. Step 3. Hold 2 seconds, just long enough to create control. Step 4. Return to normal breathing. Repeat this cycle 6 to 8 times. This drill teaches your nervous system to stop overreacting. Over time, stressful moments will feel less threatening because your brain has been trained to stay calm under pressure. Breathing through discomfort. Whether you're dealing with anxiety, deadlines, physical training, emotional stress, fear of failure, or overwhelming responsibility, your breath is the first and most reliable tool you have. SEALs master breathwork to endure freezing temperatures, stay composed in darkness, maintain accuracy under stress, think clearly when exhausted, keep their heart rate low during missions. You can use the same technique to face your own battles, the battles of everyday life. Mastering your breath means mastering your state. And once you master your state, you master your mind. You gain calm in chaos, clarity under pressure, control over your emotions, mental stillness when the world shakes, focus that cuts through fear. And this is the second pillar of Navy SEAL mental toughness. Next comes the third, the ability to push when the mind wants to quit. If you're ready to take your discipline to the next level, check out Whisper's Student, where 2 90-day transformation programs are now open. Program 1, the 90-day mind discipline system, build focus, consistency, and mental strength with daily structure and proven methods. Program 2, emotional discipline, 90 days, 90 drills. If emotions control your reactions, this program trains you to stay calm, stable, and unshakable. One drill every day to rewire how you respond to stress, pressure, and conflict. These programs are built for people who want real results. If you're ready to train your mind, not just motivate it, the link is in the pinned comment. Chapter 3. The One More Over. There is a moment in Navy SEAL training when every muscle burns, every thought bends, and the mind begs to surrender. Not later, not gradually, right now. A SEAL's body is no different from yours, but their relationship with discomfort is. Most people run from discomfort, SEALs run into it, not because they enjoy pain, but because they understand that discomfort is the gateway to mental power. It is the signal that the brain is ready to be trained, and the most important mental hack used to rewrite this relationship is something deceptively simple: the one more override. The brain's false alarm. Why you want to quit early? Your brain is biologically programmed to conserve energy. When it senses strain, it sends you a warning. Stop. Slow down. You've done enough. But remember chapter 1. This warning is almost always premature. The moment you feel resistance isn't the moment you're at your limit. It's the moment you're approaching your growth threshold. Most people mistake this boundary for a wall. SEALs treat it as a door. The one more override is the key that opens it. The one more hack. The principle is brutally simple. When your mind says you're done, do one more. You don't need to push through hours of pain. You don't need to double your workload. You don't need to force heroic effort. Just one more. One more rep. One more minute. One more lap. One more page. One more cold shower breath. One more task checked off. The purpose isn't physical improvement, it's identity formation. Every one more is a psychological rebellion, a quiet revolt against your brain's comfort wiring. A moment when you tell your mind, you don't get to decide my limits, I do. Why one more changes your brain? The brain adapts through repetition. Not dramatic gestures, not giant leaps, repetition. Each time you override resistance, you reinforce discipline, endurance, confidence, pain, tolerance, emotional resilience, and most importantly, a new internal identity. I am someone who doesn't quit. This identity becomes self-fulfilling. Because once you believe you're someone who finishes, your actions align with that belief. The mini-battle method to apply the one more. Use the mini-battle method that SEAL instructors hint at. 1. Recognize the resistance. The moment you think I'm done, pause. You've just reached the moment that matters. 2. Acknowledge it. Don't fight the feeling. Just say this is the threshold. 3. Win the smallest battle. Choose a micro goal so small your brain can't reject it. Just one more, only one. 4. Stop there. Yes, stop. The point is not exhaustion, it's control. Over time, your threshold expands, your tolerance increases, your mental stamina multiplies because every tiny victory compounds. The SEAL trick: make it smaller. When a task feels overwhelming, SEALs shrink it into a unit so small the mind can't panic. Don't run 5 miles, run to the next light pole. Don't finish the whole workout. Do the next 10 seconds. Don't clean the entire room. Clean one object. Don't write the whole chapter. Write one paragraph. This hack removes the brain's fear response by making the task too small to trigger avoidance. Once you complete the tiny action, momentum takes over. Your brain shifts from resistance to rhythm. The hidden advantage. The goal of this chapter isn't to make you superhuman. It's to normalize effort. You are not born disciplined. You become disciplined through repetition. And the repetition starts with something as tiny as one more. Action. This is how Navy SEALs learn to push past what breaks most people, not through brute force but through thousands of micro-decisions that slowly carve a mind of steel. Mental toughness isn't built in extreme moments. It's built in the quiet ones, the moments where no one is watching, and you choose effort anyway. One more step, one more breath, one more task, one more attempt. This is how your brain learns that quitting is optional and persistence is your default mode. And now you're ready for Chapter 4, where we transform discomfort itself into fuel. Chapter 4. The SEAL. Method for rewiring fear. There is a reason Navy SEAL training pushes recruits into the freezing Pacific at 3 a.m. Why they sit shivering in the surf, locked arm in arm, barely able to feel their own bodies. Why they're tested through darkness, cold, exhaustion, and chaos. It's not to break them. It's to teach the brain a new language, a language where discomfort is not a threat, but a tool. This mindset is the final and most powerful brain hack of all, rewiring your relationship with discomfort. Because once discomfort stops controlling you, you become unstoppable, the biological truth. Comfort weakens, discomfort trains. Your brain's number one priority is safety, not growth, not progress, not strength, safety. That's why it loves comfort, warmth, familiarity, predictability, routine, low risk. But comfort has a hidden cost. It dulls the mind. It softens discipline. It kills drive. It erodes resilience. SEALs invert this equation. They teach their brain something radically different. Discomfort is where I grow. Once this belief is installed, fear transforms into fuel. Discomfort exposure training, the SEAL approach. SEALs don't purposely seek pain. They seek controlled discomfort, the type that stretches you without harming you. You can replicate this safely in daily life, not by doing something extreme, but by choosing small, intentional discomforts that train your nervous system to stay calm under stress. Here are a few examples anyone can do. Cold exposure, 20 to 30 seconds of cold water at the end of a shower. Silence and stillness. Sit for 5 minutes with no phone, no noise. Delay gratification, wait 5 extra minutes before doing something you want. Physical intentional challenge, an extra minute on a walk or run. Mental challenge, finish one task you've been avoiding. Digital discomfort, put your phone in another room for 10 minutes. Each of these trains the same response, resistance, then control. That control is the essence of mental toughness. The SEAL mindset shift, lean in, don't escape. When most people feel discomfort, they tense up, they resist, they panic. Their mind races, I hate this, I can't handle this, I want it to stop. SEALs practice the opposite response, lean in. This doesn't mean liking discomfort. It means accepting it without fear. Try this mental shift during any challenging moment. Instead of saying, I want this to end, say, I can sit with this. This self-talk rewires the brain's fear circuit. It turns panic into presence. Before you know it, the discomfort loses its power. The controlled suffering practice. Here is a simple SEAL-inspired training method anyone can do safely. Step 1. Choose a small discomfort. Cold water, a longer walk, a tough task, silence, discipline, anything safe. Step 2. Enter it intentionally. Tell your brain, I'm doing this on purpose. Step 3. Focus on breathing. Slow inhale, slow exhale. Control the physiology first. Step 4. Stay for 10 extra seconds, just 10. Step 5. Exit calmly, no panic, no rush. This trains your brain that discomfort is not danger. It is something you can enter and exit without fear. Do this daily and you become mentally untouchable. The SEAL advantage. Stress becomes familiar. When discomfort becomes familiar, the mind stops fearing it. And when the mind stops fearing it, your performance skyrockets. You gain emotional stability, stress tolerance, physical composure, fear resistance. Laser focus, mental endurance. Things that once felt overwhelming suddenly feel normal. Tasks that used to drain you become manageable. Challenges that once triggered anxiety activate clarity instead. This is why SEALs appear superhuman. Not because they feel no fear, but because their mind doesn't spiral when discomfort hits. They've trained themselves to move through discomfort instead of running from it. And you can do the same. Before you go, I want you to drop something powerful in the comments. Tell me, what's one discomfort you're willing to face this week? Cold shower, extra minute in a workout, finishing a task you've been avoiding, or maybe something mental like staying calm under pressure. Writing it down is the first step to making it real. And who knows, your comment might inspire someone else to push past their limits too. So go ahead, type your one discomfort in the comments right now. I'm reading every one of them.